All right, we're going to this now. The Film and Publication Board, I beg your pardon, is warning those distributing a video depicting violence against children. This follows a video being circulated of Milnerton High School pupils violently bullying a grade 10 boy by hitting him with a stick. Anyone found distributing such content is liable for a fine of up to 150,000 or up to 2 years in prison. Joining us now, Beverly Nkumanda from the Film Board publication. Good to have you, Beverly, and thank you very much for coming on this evening. When I look at your mandate, it is about regulating the creation, production, possession and distribution of films, games and certain publications. Does that include anyone who picks up a camera and produces any form of content?
Good afternoon, and thanks. My name is Beverly again from the Film and Publication Board. You are correct. Our mandate is to regulate the creation, production, possession, and distribution with a sole mandate to protect children from harmful and prohibited content and for children being used for sexual exploitation or any other violence against children. So as you know that most of the content now is on different mass media, and it is a responsibility of every user to make sure that they understand how the policies of government are meant to protect children, especially from those harmful content or any violence against children. So if you find yourself then having access to such video, you are required by law not to further distribute, because that further exposes the children from intimidation and any harm that we experience online.
Yeah.
So it is a responsibility that is embedded on any parent, any caregiver, any user or any content creator to protect children, supported by the Film and Publication Board as an advisory body and a regulator.
Now you've got young children themselves at school. It says there are other pupils who would have produced this particular video footage and would have posted that particular video footage. What is your role then there as the publication board as it relates to those who would have produced it and initially distributed it?
So, as I said, this role we play in a collaborative format. So we partner with the Department of Basic Education or Higher Education and different platform owners, and we go to the schools and we create awareness and we educate the learners, the educators, and the parents in terms of how to promote cybersecurity. So the uploading and the creation of the video by those learners, unfortunately, according to our Act, it is an offense. But as I said, our role is advisory. It is upon also parents. As I said, we collaborate with educators, with the learners themselves to understand what are the limits when you create a content or you take and you just take a video that is now exposing child violence, which is prohibited according to our Act.
Yeah. Previously, we would have seen, some high-profile cases well covered of one particular social media platform would have been challenged in courts about the content that they would have put on their platforms, be it misinformation or be it content that others would have viewed to be inappropriate. Do you have that kind of latitude as the publication board to say, well, those platforms have got an obligation to take it off when such content is being broadcast?
Indeed. We also collaborate with them and we sit and we agree with them in terms of community standard, in terms of those obligations. As we encounter such incident as we've seen now, we issued an instruction to them to take down. They also have to have system in place to monitor such content and take down without getting a complaint or getting an instruction from the Film and Publication Board. But we do work well with them. As I said, when we go out to the public, to the school, we go with them so that they understand the community guideline rules that every parent needs to know, or safety by design elements that come with the gadgets that we give to our children. So that the advisory role, as I said, as a Film and Publication Board, we issue age ratings so that parents who are responsible for children, they take that decision on what is the content that needs to be viewed by children. But we are not bystanders, as I said. We work together because it is a massive task, as we've seen, in terms of the number of online harms that we see on a daily basis when we visit school or even on the platform itself, because as a Film and Publication Board, We also monitor social media to pick up on this prohibited and harmful content.
Yeah. So what does the law really say, I mean, in terms of the Cyber Security or Cyber Crime Act as it relates to the Schools Act, and how the two interact and what the schools are then expected to do in such an instance?
As I said, when we collaborate with Department of Education, policies in the different schools is followed by all the schools' principal to educate the learners in terms of online safety. And when we pick up such incident, they have a responsibility to investigate, and also in collaboration with SAPS. As I've said, most of the work when we pick up prohibited content in line with the cyber crimes, that content needs to be reported to the law enforcement agencies. So it is a responsibility of the school to protect the children, to investigate and to collaborate with SAPS. And we also input on the policies that the basic education cascade down to the different schools. As I said, we also go there to further create more awareness and to make sure that everybody understands their roles and responsibility and the limits, and how then we work together to make sure that child violence is not on a different platform. And if we pick it up, what are the measures? As we work with the platform owners, we take down content. The school must also make sure that they do what is required by their respective policies, as cascaded from the DBE point of view.
I'm sure where you're sitting, you are beginning to maybe even begin to anticipate some systemic change, some things that needs to change in the system, because you would well know that once such content goes viral, I mean, it would be very difficult, one, to take it down, but even to track those who are redistributing this content. I'm not saying it's impossible. Yes, it is possible, but it would be quite a task to do. So what do you think needs to change within the system so that we close this recycling, this loop of creation, posting or broadcasting and distribution?
I'm sure you've seen us issuing notice, and it's part of the advocacy role that we play, to remind also the users and the parents of the different platforms to say, you must not recirculate, you must not further comment on such, because the diffusion of child violence is not what we tolerate according to our act. It is a continuous effort, as you've said. It is a mammoth task for one regulator to do alone. Hence, we collaborate, we talk to parents, we talk to users, we talk to platform to make sure that our role is to protect children from premature exposure to harmful content. And let's work together. When we pick up these things, let's report either through the Film and Publication Board or to the platform owners, or not further comment on social media and such a posting, to make sure that the children are not further exposed to any harmful content online.
Beverly Nkumanda, appreciate your time. Thanks so much for coming on, speaking for the Film and Publication Board.